Success is often imagined as a sudden moment, a breakthrough, a victory, a dramatic turning point that changes everything at once. People love stories of overnight success because they sound magical and effortless. But the truth is far less glamorous and far more powerful. Real success is not born in one day. It is built slowly, quietly, and steadily through patience and persistence. This is the story of how success grows, not through luck, but through endurance. In a small town surrounded by dusty roads and silent fields lived a young man named Ayan. The town was not famous for producing achievers. Most people lived simple lives, following routines passed down from generation to generation. Dreams existed there, but they were often whispered, not spoken aloud. Ayan, however, carried a dream that refused to stay quiet. From a young age, Ayan was curious. He asked questions others ignored. While his friends were satisfied with what was in front of them, Ayan wondered what lay beyond the horizon. He dreamed of becoming a writer, someone whose words could travel farther than his feet ever could. But in a town where survival mattered more than imagination, his dream was met with silence and sometimes laughter. Writing doesn't feed a family, people said. Be realistic, they advised. Ayan listened, but he did not surrender. His family struggled financially. His father worked long hours at a local workshop, returning home with tired eyes and aching hands. His mother managed the household with care, stretching every rupee as far as it could go. They loved Ayan deeply, but they feared for his future. One evening as the sun dipped behind the fields, Ayan shared his dream with his father. "I want to be a writer," he said softly. His father remained quiet for a long moment. "It's a hard path," he finally replied. "If you choose it, you must be ready to walk alone sometimes." Those words stayed with Ayan, not as discouragement, but as truth. Ayan began writing seriously in his teenage years. He wrote at night after finishing his studies, using an old notebook and a borrowed pen. His room was small, but his thoughts were vast. He wrote stories, poems, and reflections, pouring his emotions onto paper. At first his writing was rough. His sentences stumbled, his ideas lacked structure. But he kept writing, every day. Some days his words flowed easily. Other days, each sentence felt like a battle. Still, he showed up. This was his first lesson in persistence. When he finished school, reality knocked harder. His family needed support, and Ayan took a job at a local store. The work was exhausting, long hours, little pay. By the time he returned home, his body was tired and his mind foggy. Many nights, he wanted to quit writing. "What's the point?" he asked himself. "No one reads my work. No one cares." But then he remembered why he started. He remembered the fire he felt when words came alive. So he continued, sometimes writing just a paragraph, sometimes only a single sentence. Patience taught him that even small effort counts. Years passed. Ayan submitted his work to magazines and publishers. Rejections returned faster than hopes. Some responses were polite, others brutally honest. "Not suitable. Lacks originality. Try again later." Each rejection felt like a stone added to his chest. Doubt whispered loudly, "Maybe they're right. Maybe you're not good enough." Yet something stronger than doubt lived within him, a quiet persistence that refused to die. Instead of giving up, Ayan studied his failures. He read more, learned from better writers, rewrote his work countless times. He accepted that talent alone was not enough. Skill was built through repetition. Growth required patience. While others measured success by speed, Ayan measured it by improvement. This was his second lesson. Persistence is not blind repetition. It is learning and evolving. At 25, Ayan moved to the city, chasing bigger opportunities. The city was loud, crowded, and indifferent. He felt invisible among millions chasing their own dreams. He worked multiple jobs to survive, delivery rider by day, call center employee by night. Writing was squeezed into stolen moments, early mornings, late nights, lunch breaks. Sometimes exhaustion won, sometimes hope faded, but he never fully stopped. One rainy night, sitting alone in a cramped room, Ayan questioned everything. "How long must I wait?" he whispered. "How long must I struggle?" There was no answer, only silence. Yet in that silence he made a decision, not to quit, but to trust the process. Patience, he realized, is not passive waiting. It is active endurance. Years later, something unexpected happened. One of his short stories, submitted months earlier, was accepted by a small online publication. It wasn't famous, it didn't pay much, but it mattered. When Ayan saw his name published, tears filled his eyes. It was not success, but it was proof. Proof that patience works. Proof that persistence is rewarded. That small victory fueled him. He wrote more boldly, more honestly. His voice sharpened. His confidence grew, not from praise, but from consistency. Gradually, opportunities multiplied. Another story published, then another. His audience grew slowly, quietly, organically. No overnight miracle, just steady progress. At 35, Ayan published his first book. It did not become a bestseller instantly. Reviews were mixed, sales were modest, but something remarkable happened. Readers connected with his words. Messages arrived from strangers, thanking him for telling stories that felt real. That connection meant more than numbers. Looking back, Ayan understood something deeply important. If success had come early,
He might not have been ready for it. Patience shaped his character. Persistence sharpened his skill. Struggle gave his words meaning. Success, he realized, is not about reaching the top quickly. It is about not quitting while climbing. It is about showing up when motivation disappears. It is about trusting that effort compounds over time. Ayan eventually returned to his hometown, not as a hero but as proof. Proof that dreams don't need permission. Proof that background does not define destiny. He spoke to young dreamers, telling them the truth, not a fantasy. Success is slow, he said. It is uncomfortable. It demands patience and persistence. But if you stay consistent, it will meet you halfway. Some listened, some doubted, but Ayan smiled because he knew something they didn't yet. Success is not for the fastest. It is for the patient. It is for the persistent. And so this is not just Ayan's story. It is the story of every person who keeps going despite delay. Every dreamer who refuses to quit. Every soul who understands that success is built, slowly, steadily, and surely on patience and persistence. I've written a full-long motivational story on success is built on patience and persistence, and placed it in the canvas for you.